Hop in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
What up, what up?
What's up, Lauren Leal?
Welcome into Sports with Balls, Jeff
Yes.
Michael.
Welcome into Sports with Balls. Y'all, we're sitting over here at Chris's Tailgate on Kirby 5114 Kirby. We are live on a Monday after a Super Sunday, and man, do we have a show for you this evening.
I hear someone's phone over here. I think that is you. I think that is you, boy.
It's not me.
That's my fault. That's my fault. I was just trying to get everybody to pay attention twice.
Hey, Garrison, thanks so much. I hope I pronounced your name
Garrison Bailey.
correctly.
That's my boy Garrison. What up, G?
Garrison, thanks so much for tuning in.
Up in Kingwood.
Okay.
Representing the wood up north. But yeah, again, we're
That's how you spell Garrison? Is that real?
Yeah.
Garrison?
Garrison Bailey. Yeah.
Got it. Did not know that's how you spell Garrison.
Really good guy. Good roofer too. You guys looking for roofs? So,
that's all we know. Construction people.
Little plug for you guys. But yeah, Jeff Michael, Lauren Lil, Grant Miles. Welcome into Sports with Balls. We are sitting over here at Christian's Tailgate on Kirby, man. Monday evening after an incredible Sunday and Saturday for sports with fighting, football, everything. We're going to get into it. But today's show brought to you by Smarter Mortgage. Call David Carrier at 281.
Did you do it again?
Every time.
What'd I do?
Smarter.
I did?
You said smarter.
Like sweaty balls? All right.
I knew you were going to go there.
Today's show brought to you by Smarter Mortgage.
There you go.
Call David Carrier at 281-650-0648. Mention SWB. Get a free quote. His incredible saying, call today to secure tomorrow.
Boom. Okay,
really,
and that's right, of course.
Yeah, Joe did come up with that. All right, we'll get into
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And, of course, we are here with Johnny J, like you said, at the Kirby location because we've been testing out the waters. Christian's Tailgate, all of them are great locations, let's be honest, with some great food. Grant, did you order something yet?
Did you get the wings?
I still haven't, man. See, the problem with being here and smelling all of it is that you just kind of get a smorgasbord of smells.
Smorgasbord?
And so I don't know what to order.
I was waiting for you.
I don't know what to order.
I got to give you props on that Phillies hat, man.
It looks dope, right?
It is nice.
I
haven't seen a Phillies.
Cool.
I haven't seen a Phillies hat in forever, so I got to give you props.
Mike Schmidt.
I wore the old Platinum Auto spot.
I saw that.
Yeah, Mark's car wash. So give them a little props today too. So Lauren, who are you giving props to today? Nobody. Okay, cool.
Too late.
So.
About to say, ready. I didn't realize. No. Actually, this goes out to my girlfriend, Bianca. She went on a trip recently and brought back some jewelry for me. So,
way to go, Bianca.
Rocking these for you tonight.
You had a girl that was on the show or was on Facebook typing last week. She was dope. And what was that girl's name last week that was commenting all over the show?
Oh, you're talking about Miss Amanda
Yeah.
McLean.
Man, damn, she was on point. I liked her. Got to, keep that up. Miss Amanda, if you're there. What's up, John? My cousin John. His name is John. Yeah, in Mississippi.
Like legit name?
Yeah, he's Oxford, Mississippi.
Says John Smith?
Yeah, John Smith. It's my cousin.
Is it a first name or a first name?
And Becky and Uncle Henry and John, Sissy.
Okay.
I mean, literally, these are my cousins.
So here's my question.
Wow.
Is the first name John and the middle name John? Or is the first name John?
Ask him. He said, "What's up, cuz?"
I'm sure he'll respond here very quick with his his response to that. But hey,
Mike Scarborough, Philly and the Lone Star.
Yeah, get in on the
good.
Conversation on
You're
Facebook
right
here.
Star.
But also you can catch us after the show on all of your podcast networks, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Podbean.
Facebook,
Jeff has
Instagram,
them all for you.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Pandora, Apple iTunes, Alexa, Echoes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Podbean, TikTok, and more.
All right.
Just say Sports with Balls and we're in. But speaking of Sports with Balls,
what?
Well, I don't want to brag on myself, but I asked y'all saw that throw, right? The trash
you
can
dropped
throw.
it.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it. And I like how you say I don't want to.
to.
I like how you say I don't want to brag on myself, and that's I think literally all we've talked about since we've shown up here. Is you throwing that football into that trash can?
This is true. This is
Lauren,
true. But if you
have we talked about that since I've been here 30 minutes and I've heard about that.
I'm gonna expect you this weekend to get 50 yards away from a trash can, throw a football into it. That's all I'm expecting.
If you haven't seen it, go to the
I'll go
Facebook
60
right now,
yards.
or after the show, or rather, we would like you to do that.
If you do 60, I'll do
Check
70.
that out.
Oh God.
Let's
He
go.
even made a little TikTok about it. Yeah, throwing the ball super, super far.
John Darvin Smith, but everybody call me John. See, so there you go.
I got you.
That's my
Darwin.
cousin.
Okay, John Darwin.
Yeah, my grandfather's name was Darwin.
Okay.
Really?
Darwin Michael. Yep.
Nice.
That's family. All right, y'all. Let's get into some
That's
sports.
family. Boy,
Let's
you
get
went
into
Mississippi on that one. That's family.
Is that what they say up there?
I don't know, but it was like sound like
Man,
that's
family.
family.
We have like 20, 30 cousins, man. There's a lot of us.
God.
Yeah.
Really?
Damn,
I
it's
have
nuts.
such a small family. I would love to come join yours.
No.
No, like, no.
Garrett.
That was a bad
Get a hold.
no.
Get a hold of your
No,
girl,
that
Garrett.
was wrong. That was didn't mean to like.
There's ways we can make that happen there, sweetheart.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk some
No,
sports.
big family reunions always
You
sound
know how
so
we
fun.
can make that official in Mississippi?
Like my friends, like you, like you've been, like they sound so fun. I have a really small.
It was
family,
fun.
so-
It was fun. Mike Scarborough, yes, it was 50 yards. And Mike Scarborough, he still holds some records at TCU, wide receiver at TCU. He's awesome.
Garrett said
You met Mike.
unsubscribe.
I died.
Man, if y'all don't follow us on social media, you have to get in on this conversation. But like I said, let's get into some sports, man. We've got a packed show for you guys today. Let's get into what's hot with Lauren Leal, brought to you by Joe Applewhite and Joe Applewhite Realty. 713-291-5270. Call Joe for all your real estate needs. If you're unhappy, he's gonna make you happy.
There you go. Is that a
What's
new
he
one?
going to do if you're happy?
I don't know. I just came up with it.
I like it.
What's he going to do if you're happy?
If you're happy,
He'll make you even
happier.
more elevated.
Is it more happy? Happier? What is
Happier.
Happier.
Happier?
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
I guess you could do it both ways, I guess. I don't know.
All right, guys. What's hot? What's hot
Besides
is
Jeff.
the
And it's throwing the football into a trash can.
See, I'm the best there ever is. I wake up and piss excellence.
See,
That was pretty good.
Johnny's
You
not on the
Make a bet I
sticks.
can throw a football over the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I
That was
guarantee
pretty
that's
good.
how that conversation started. Jeff said that, and they were like, "Let's see if you can throw in this
I
trash
have
can."
my kids out there. I just want to impress them. My kids got to, look up to me.
What did they
I
say
like
when
that.
you threw that 50-yarder?
You saw it. It's on
Where was?
TikTok. Go to it.
No,
Just
what did the kids say? What
They
did the kids
screamed.
say?
They were like, "Wah!" Because that was twice. I did it twice for those of y'all. And for those of y'all that talk shit online, you get out there and do it. I want to see y'all's throw. So let's see that.
Clearly, this is what's hot.
Hashtag
Yes.
sports with balls.
Yes, that's what's hot. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to talk about. Jeff threw a football in the trash can.
All right, so we are going to get to what's hot with some football. And,
yeah.
the Pro Bowl is coming up. Normally, it was played in the Aloha Stadium in Hawaii, and then in 2016, it was moved to Orlando, Florida. Well, now it's going to be online. Thank you, 2020. So 8 players in total. 4 will represent the AFC, 4 will represent the NFC. AFC is Deshaun Watson, Derrick Henry, Snoop Dogg, Keyshawn Johnson. And the NFC is Kyler Murray, Jamal Adams, Bubba Wallace, Marshawn Lynch. Each player gets a one-on-one match in a 5-minute quarter. What are our thoughts on this, first off?
D-U-M-B dumb.
I mean, I knew Grant's.
This is dumb.
Well, just because they're trying to limit people, I guess, conversing because of 2020 with the crap that we're all going through. How many people are going to watch it? 0.
Yeah, Johnny just put crickets up there. I
I'm
mean,
not going to watch Snoop Dogg and Jamal Adams play Madden football. I'm not. I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah.
that just doesn't sound fun.
Now, let me tell you this, though, because over the pandemic, when all of, everything got put on pause, obviously the basketball season, it was in the middle of it, and they resumed it in the bubble. Did y'all watch whenever all the athletes around the league were playing horse against each other?
Yeah, that was enjoyable.
I thought that
well,
was
the highlights
I
were.
liked that. I thought it was pretty fun.
We even had a show. We talked about that on the show before, but a couple of people had the loose backboard. Where you can just bang the backboard and the ball falls.
Yeah.
So that
I won
was
a 3-on-3 tournament playing with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
You just throw it at the
cheating.
backboard and that
boom,
sucker goes
it
right in.
goes right in. Yeah. So again, y'all, we're at Kirby Locations Christian Tailgate. There's some people back here having a party. Also, it's poker night. So every Monday is poker night. Y'all come get your poker on.
Thank you, Kevin Anthony. He's liking all of our outfits tonight.
Whatever.
Woo!
We know where that was aimed, Kevin.
Yeah, he wants to make us feel good.
Yeah.
As opposed to just saying Lauren. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, the three
Lauren,
of you look great.
Well, I appreciate it, Kevin. All right, let's move on to what's hot next, and that is Matthew Stafford. Free agent. What are the possibilities? Well, CBS and a couple other outlets have put out where they think he could go. So CBS put out Washington football team as 1, Colts 2, 49ers 3, New England Patriots 4, and the Denver Broncos 5. They left out right here in Houston.
I was going to mention that at the end of the show, but you brought it up. Bring Matt Stafford in. Let Deshaun go to New York Jets. Let Stafford sit in here. He's got the same numbers as Deshaun, and we can rebuild. Let's draft somebody and let him train under Stafford for a year, and let's go from there. That's an option and suggestion, but I wouldn't be mad if Matt Stafford came to the Texans.
Well, okay, so here's the problem with that, though. If they're expecting to get a first-round pick with the trade of Matthew Stafford, so if they're really going to trade him, do you think that they would want Deshaun Watson up there?
No, Watson.
If they get a first
Watson's
round.
come out today and said he has 2 places he wants to go. Number 1 being the Jets, number 2 being Miami. So we'll see. Now again, I say he came out and say we haven't yet
It's
to
just
hear.
weird because he does not have a trade clause.
Yeah, no, he can sit out. I'm fine with that. Sit down, lose your money. I'm over the Watson deal.
Well, it's funny you said it about Watson just because for whatever reason, and I didn't jump on this when you said this last time because the show was kind of moving along and I didn't feel like it was necessary. But
What's
you
up?
compared Jeff, Matthew Stafford, and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
Blech.
their numbers are comparable.
You mean like their jersey numbers?
No, like their stats for yardage the last few.
That was a good one. Nice.
The
All right.
last few years,
That was good.
their numbers are comparable as far as yardage, touchdown, stuff like that. Like Stafford's not a bad quarterback. He's just had shit teams around him and no running back.
Well, that's true.
Detroit's just as big of a mess as the Texans, right? So I wouldn't be pissed off. Look, I don't care if Watson stays here, but you've got 2-3 years of rebuilding. So why would he want to stay here? We don't have like J.J. Watt's going to leave. We have no incredible defense. We have no like insane wide receivers anymore. Like why would Watson want to stay here for the next couple of years and do what?
I'm still kind of sticking to my hot take with I made, and I could be completely wrong, but I do think that the Texans are going to announce their head coach this coming week. And if they don't, it's pretty obvious.
We'll get into that.
Anyways, let's
I
move
take Matthew
on.
Stafford on Dallas.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
it'd be a
would.
great fit there.
I think
would.
so, yeah. All right, so we now know what the Super Bowl consists of. The Buccaneers and the Chiefs in Tampa Bay. Everyone got to win because I know, Jeff, you picked the Chiefs this weekend, and you picked the Bucs this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got to win. Now we get to see the GOAT, the legend, some say hero, going up, in Tom Brady, of course, going up against what could be a new dynasty starting up here with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, because this team is going back to the Super Bowl the second time in a row with almost the entirely same roster. I don't know if I said that correctly.
Entirely same?
Entirely same. It is almost
That's cool. I got your point.
the exact same roster. I just
Yeah.
think it's crazy.
They're
Teams
good.
can do that.
They're really good, and obviously we're going to break down these 2 games here in a minute. Chiefs are insanely good. Tampa Bay. We'll get to that in a minute. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Tampa. Yeah, it's Tampa Bay and the Chiefs, and I can't wait for it.
Yep, we are going to break that down here in a little bit, and of course, leading up into the Super Bowl from this show on out. Anyways, we'll move on next, and it's Jeff's favorite. Justin Poyer knocked down Conor McGregor. Which Poyer stopped Gregor in the second round, then survived some early shots that eventually led to shattering Conor's lead calf.
I'm so glad. I think Conor McGregor is an amazing human being. What he's done for the sport, what he's done marketing-wise, the way he has marketed himself and made all this money is phenomenal.
For people that don't know, break that down.
Well, for Conor McGregor, he could have been any other athlete for the UFC. He started his own liquor company. He embraced the whole country of Ireland. I mean, he got everybody. It's a rags to riches story when it comes to him, and he is a self-marketer, almost like Floyd Mayweather. You know, like, I mean, and kept it with his family. If you read the story about him and his wife, it's flat out amazing. You know, he could have almost any girl he wanted to, right? He stays with the same woman. Now, the fact that
She knows.
Yeah, that she knows.
I'm just speaking for real.
But
that she knows.
I was tired of the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather stuff, you know, when he tried to fight him, and then Conor was going to come out and fight Pacquiao, and I'm tired of the crossover stuff. So, in a sense, I'm glad that he got knocked out by Poirier. Like, I am, because I'm sick of it. And now you have Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao are going to fight now instead of, like, the Conor McGregor. And that will be a match that I want to see as a thank you. As a boxing fan, Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao, that sounds amazing. I would watch that. prior to watching another Poirier Conor McGregor fight. Like when you get knocked down like that and knocked out, it sort of ends your career almost. It happened to Tyson. It happens to everybody. Ronda Rousey. Remember, Ronda Rousey was the biggest draw for anybody. And then you get knocked out.
Yeah.
And then done.
So is he done?
No, he's going to fight again. He wants to fight Poirier again in May. But the problem I have with that is you put your name again on the line like that, and you get knocked out again, you're done. That's it. You're everything you've worked for is over. And not that he hasn't been successful in what he's doing, but why put it out there like that, man? Go and do some other things, like whatever. Maybe fight one more fight, but not against. I think I would watch the Khabib fight. I think I'd watch McGregor Khabib before I'd watch another Poirier fight.
Yeah, got a lot of people excited whenever he got knocked out like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the memes that come out. The internet's great and it's terrible, but it's great when things happen like that. The memes that came out with McGregor when he was on the mat.
Bernie Sanders, God.
That too.
I was just gonna bring that up.
The Bernie Sanders and the Conor McGregor. I mean, it's hilarious. But the thing about it's genius. I think people may disagree with me. I think Conor McGregor, kind of a little bit more to emphasize your point, is a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is a genius when it comes to marketing himself, marketing his family.
His
marketing
sport,
the league,
everything, yeah.
Like the whole thing. He's worth $120 million. Conor McGregor is, and the guy, I think he'll work it to his advantage. He'll work it. He'll sit out a little bit. He'll build
figures on that fight.
He'll build some stuff up. He'll get attention, and then he'll come back. No, I don't think, to answer your question, I don't think he's done. I think Conor McGregor, he just sits out, builds up value, and then he comes out, makes a shit ton of money. Goes away for a little bit.
He could technically, if they want to fight again in May, if he comes out and knocks him out in the first round, then he could set himself up for more of those future fights. But he's risking a lot. If he gets knocked out again, that's it. You're done. You can't – there's no more future fights for you if you get knocked out by the same guy twice and you're asking for it. And then why wouldn't you want Poirier to fight?
Right.
So he's risking a lot. We're going to see what happens.
And you build that value up by being undefeated or not defeatable. And when you start getting knocked out, like after a while, that value –
Sure.
That you start to lose that value.
Exactly.
But he's 32 years old. I'm sure he's still got something in there, but like to Jeff's point, he gets knocked out again. Like it's going to be hard for him to be of value to anybody.
I was just about to ask, how old? What's the oldest someone has been that they've been valuable in a fight?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I mean, shit, Mike Tyson's 50 years old,
That's
and he
true.
just made it done. He just made a good purse for what he did with.
Well, how old was George Foreman when he decided to put it down?
I mean, he was in his mid to late 40s.
George won the heavyweight championship at 44, I think.
Yeah.
He came back and was the oldest to win the championship. But we'll get into that in our other podcast that you guys will soon know about.
Lights out.
Why don't they know about it?
Time to put those lights out. I just haven't pushed it yet. We haven't released anything
building.
yet. We haven't released anything
It's
yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
All
Mike
right.
Scarborough
Hi,
said
Vicky.
Peaky Blinder.
Vicky's my favorite person in the show.
Aw, she's a top fan.
Is she? Way to go, Vic.
Yes. Love you, Mama.
I think
All
she
right.
stays on to see if she can learn any more about you that she didn't already know.
Yeah.
I'm going to tune in tonight, see what I can learn about my daughter.
She was going to Riches in high school. I found that out today.
Oh, she knew that.
Oh, she
and
did,
my
all right.
sister was the one who started all of that.
Oh, bring up your sister.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It's her
blame it
fault.
on
Why
the
not?
sister.
You brought up John.
Also,
All right.
my other cousin Jeremy's watching. Jeremy and John are both watching.
You got the biggest family. It's
I
great.
love it.
It's great. All right, we're going to end off What's Hot with, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but the Texans head coaching candidates. And like I said, I think they'll be announced this week. And if not, it's pretty obvious who it is. Eric Bieniemy, waiting for Super Bowl to be over. But who's in the conversation right now? Leslie Frazier. Fans aren't too crazy about it because of his losing record when he was defensive coordinator with the Bills. Eric Bieniemy.
David, this is a new development. David Coley is also getting a second chance at this.
Go ahead.
This Texans thing is it's so for us sports announcers and people that love sports and this is awesome. Like you want stuff like this because it keeps stuff going. But if you're a Houston Texans fan, this is terrible. This looks absolutely terrible.
No, let me tell you, it goes to show the front office doesn't really know what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. I mean,
Exactly.
you bring in Josh McCown on Friday.
Yeah, Josh
He is the
McCown.
third-string quarterback that they signed in November to be behind Watson and A.J. McCarron as a quarterback, and he's never coached before. Like, why are you entertaining this when you're bringing guys like Jim Caldwell, who obviously coached for the Lions, coached for the Colts, and Eric Bieniemy? It just kind of brings down the value I think value is going to be the word of this show.
Well, and not only that, but from a standpoint of other coaches in the NFL, I'm sure it's irritating to know, especially guys that have been in the league and been in the coaching profession 10, 15, 20 years, and you got a Josh McCown, who technically is still a player in the league, who hasn't officially come out and said, I'm not going to play anymore, to get interviewed for a head coaching job. I don't know. I just think it's weird.
He was drafted in 2002.
It's awkward. Eric Bieniemy, we're going to get into this in a little bit during Drop the Mic, but I don't know why Eric Bieniemy would leave the situation he's in, except for obviously to become a head coach. But man, they've got something going over there that's
Jeff,
special.
You would too.
I mean, but Andy Reid's contract's coming up. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Drop the Mic at the end of the show.
One person I thought that was interesting, I saw on a story, Colts defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. I think that guy, I think, is going to be a head coach somewhere, and I think he'd be a good candidate for this job just because.
But is this job valuable anymore?
Well, but what other kind of job is Eberflus going to fall into?
I mean, this job
something
sucks.
Like this?
Who would take this job right now?
Well, that's another question.
You're literally building. We're going to see Nick Caserio work for the first time because you already saw he had his franchise quarterback in Tom Brady before he came to New England. Like, Brady was already there, so we're going to see how that side
being
of the
a head coach in the
works.
NFL is awesome, and yes, it's reputable, and you want that. But dude, this job is terrible. And all the people that wanted Bill O'Brien gone, look, we're now realizing Bill O'Brien was maybe 1/4 of the problem. Now we're realizing it wasn't all Bill O'Brien, even though he's terrible. Don't get me wrong, but now he's offensive coordinator at Alabama. Bill O'Brien's got a great job, and the Houston Texans are in turmoil, and it's not all because he did it. And don't pull the race card. We had a black GM for almost 10 years. You know, we just had a black head coach. Like, don't pull that with
and
the Texans.
Rick Smith.
Yeah, exactly. So the Texans are just a mess. Like, they're a mess right now, and I don't know who would want this, and we're going to get into it in a little bit.
It's funny. They were the first to fire their coach, and they're the last to hire a coach.
That's true.
Frustrating.
That's very true.
Yes.
All right.
That's it for what's hot? Because that was hot.
That was hot. And like I said, the Deshaun Watson story, we'll just be following it. I think that's like one of the biggest stories. Like, what's he going to do? Is he still going to land with Houston if the right coach is hired? I said this a couple shows ago, but we'll just see what happens.
There's a lot. Just say this. Nick Caserio. Yes, it is. It's when Nick Caserio has a lot of pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pressure on him.
Well, him and Jack Easterby, once again, they're buddy-buddy. So
well, NFL Network says that Houston landed a coveted GM in Caserio.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's what NFL Network thinks he's coveted.
Can go. I mean, look, we're about to get into these games. Did Tom Brady make that franchise, or did these guys make that franchise? So, here we go. Let's get into him.
Look, if he moved over there and he's doing what he did, when you look at the Bucs in the last couple seasons they had before Brady got there, it speaks for itself.
Let's thank some people and then talk about how Aaron Rodgers choked.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're taking Max Kellerman's side on this.
Let's go.
All right. We got to thank some people. Like Jeff said, we're going to go to Hybrid Technologies Group. Roy Stanton, you're our man when it comes to reliability on phone services, cable services, cloud services, cameras, anything like this. Call Roy Stanton and Hybrid Technology Group at 832-336-1201. Mention Sports with Balls, and you will get your discounts, my friend. So call them Hybrid Technologies Groups.
Does your mom get mad whenever I cuss?
No. She doesn't like it when you're mean to me, though, like last show.
Oh, my gosh. She thought I was mean to you?
Did she really? You see off air.
Miss Leal, I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me, Miss Leal. See, I don't want Miss Leal to be mad at me.
I doubt that Vicky's mad. She seems pretty legit.
Okay.
So she's obviously been through a lot with them, too.
Yeah. The party girls.
No, no comment.
The Leal party girls.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Were you the youngest in the family?
No, I was oldest.
Were you the youngest? Yes. I can so see that, Grant. Were you the youngest in the family? Okay.
Now it's pick on Grant night. All right, I'm good with that,
I'm
Lauren.
down with pick on Grant night,
okay.
finally.
I'm okay
finally. You get on everybody else. About time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One of these days, I am really
gonna
let you teach that guy a lesson.
All right, so
Exactly.
Construction Concepts. We want to thank them, Lauren. I'm going to be nice to you. Construction Concepts. Changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildathouston.com.
I still get compliments on you doing that today. I'm like, that's not me. That's great. And they're like, I know, it's great. I love that part of the show.
I agree with
Amanda's back. Amanda's back. I'm excited. And
hey, Amanda! Woohoo!
Mike,
we were talking about you earlier on the show because Jeff brought you up.
Mike, we're getting into it in a second. Let's go. I want to talk about this.
All right, yes. Let's go. It is time to get into what happened over the weekend. Championship Sunday. Bucks versus the Packers, 31-26. And we all know what the big headline is. But before we get to that, the Bucks defense got to Aaron Rodgers with 5 QB sacks. Brady was 20 of 36 for 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, but also had 3 interceptions. Bucks with their 8th consecutive road victory, and they finally get to play at home in the Super Bowl. Now, like I said, the big headline of the day is the Packers not going for it on 4th and goal, and they kick instead, and the blame being on Matt LaFleur or Aaron Rodgers underperforming and having other chances.
So Jeff wanted to go, so now's the time. Let's hear it.
Listen, that wasn't Aaron Rodgers' fault. There was plenty of time, 2-minute warning, all your timeouts. It could either way. Like, you're going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? If he goes for it, misses. Aaron Rodgers was 2 of 9 in the red zone prior to that field goal. That's absolutely terrible. He's trying to force the ball to Devontae Adams nonstop. 2 of 9 in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers. And the Bucks were missing 2 of their safeties. Both starting safeties were out. So I can't put the blame on LaFleur. Like, I can't. Like, if he would have gone for it, you're going to give the ball back to Brady, right? Regardless, right? If you kick a field goal or if you turn it over, Brady's getting the ball back. So, and their defense had already stopped them 3 times. They had forced 3 interceptions. On 2 of those interceptions, back-to-back times, Rodgers went 3 and out. That's you can't do that. Not at home. In your NFC Championship game, going for the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers goes 3 and out after his defense picked the ball 3 times.
So, supposed to be the MVP of the regular season in Aaron Rodgers, he went 33 of 48, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, he had over 100 yards more.
He played great.
He played great.
He just red zone.
Do you put this blame on Rodgers or Matt LaFleur for not making it to the Super Bowl?
You know, it's weird. I can understand Matt LaFleur's option to kick the field goal. I know a lot of people don't understand it, but
statistics.
I'm wondering from his standpoint. So you're looking at it, and they are at that point they're down by 8 points. So you're thinking Tom Brady has just thrown 3 interceptions in this half.
Yep.
Our defense is playing decent. We've moved the ball down to on the field here. If we can kick the field goal, get the automatic points, then we stop them. Like he said, they almost had I don't know if y'all saw the press conference, but he said they almost had 4 timeouts. They had a 2-minute warning coming up plus 3 timeouts. So he's thinking if our defense can stop, which they have, we get the ball back. All we need to do is score a touchdown. We don't have to, we don't have to kick the extra point, anything like that. We don't have to go for 2. We win it. And, I mean, I'm sorry, but to your point, Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. I mean, I've got Aaron Rodgers on my team. Aaron Rodgers will be able to do something like that. Mike, what I'm wondering is if Aaron Rodgers knows whether or not they're going to go on 4th down, if he does something different on 3rd down.
Well, he didn't run, right? So he had an open lane, and Jason Pierre-Paul was chasing him, but he had an open lane to run. Previous game, play of the game, he ran the touchdown in, and basically won the game. Like, he had an open field. I think that if it wasn't 4th and 8, if it was 4th and 4, 4th and 3, even if he got down 3 or 4 more yards down, then yeah, they would have gone for it. But as I mentioned, he was 2 for 9 in the red zone. He wasn't throwing the ball good, trying to force it to Devontae Adams, and I think at that point Adam LaFleur went to a little bit of old school mentality where take the points, always get the points, and which we'll get to in a minute with the Bills. That didn't work out.
Yeah.
But he was still going to get another opportunity,
yeah.
And until that pass interference call, he was getting it.
Yes. I mean, it was, and this is how this kind of stuff always works out. Like, hindsight's 20/20, right? I mean, if he goes for it and he doesn't get it, then he's going to get beat up, I think, in my opinion, for not kicking a field goal. Wow, you're playing Tom Brady, got Aaron Rodgers on your team. Just get the points and get the ball back and blah, 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 blah. So if that had worked out and they got the ball back, he'd be awesome.
Yeah, because all he needed was a touchdown.
So it's easy for everybody to make all these things about, yeah, that was a stupid decision, but if it worked out, it was a genius decision.
And the shitty part is that pass interference call.
Well, I was just going to say, going back to your point of literally being at 4th and 8, I would have been happy if Rodgers would have just slid. run 3 yards and then just
3 or
slide.
4 more yards and make it a 4th and 4.
4th and 5, 4th and 4,
Yeah.
and then you try to go for it on that 4th.
But that's where I wonder if
the Bucs defense stopped them. I
Yes,
want to tell everybody
absolutely.
that right now. They stopped that. Even the ball that Brady threw to Tyler Johnson, where this this guy King, Kevin King was his name, the cornerback or safety for Green Bay, had the worst day ever.
Yeah.
Because we can even go back further to where right before halftime when he gave up a 50-yard touchdown to Miller.
Yeah.
Absolutely uncalled for. You cannot do that. Like,
Right.
I don't understand how he let Scotty Miller blow past him with 1 second on the clock.
Yeah.
It just unbelievable. But King grabbed his jersey or grabbed his undershirt. Now, Johnny and I discussed this before the show started. How many pass interference calls were in that game that were not called?
A lot.
A ton.
A lot.
And you're going to leave. I cannot believe the refs threw that flag. Out of all the pass interferences that were during that game, they let them play all game. And then you're going to leave it in the hands of the refs. The refs decided that game. I'm not saying that Rodgers was going to get the ball back and come downfield and blow it out of the water and score a touchdown and walk off into the sunset in the Super Bowl, but at least give Rodgers that chance. The refs took it out of Rodgers' hands because LaFleur made the right decision. The defense did stop him. And like I said, on that pass, Brady floated that. He wasn't going to catch it whether it was pass interference or not.
Yeah.
It was over his head. So it was 4th down. They were punting until that yellow flag came in.
My point on the Aaron Rodgers situation is I'm just wondering if he knows that they're going to go for it on 4th down. I wonder if Aaron Rodgers on 3rd and 8 at least takes some of the yardage that they gave him. If he's like, okay, in the back of my mind, I know we're going for it on 4th down. I don't have to get it all here. Let me at least get some yards so we have a shorter 4th down. I'm assuming, of course, he hasn't said. At least I haven't heard that he's thinking we're going to go for it on 4th down. So I'm going to try to go for, he's going to try to make a play. So, I mean, I can't be mad at Matt LaFleur for wanting to get the points because it's not like Tampa Bay's like some high scoring. Like I said, Tom Brady just threw 3 interceptions. I just watched Tom Brady in the second half throw 3.
He was terrible.
Stupid interceptions.
Dude, the second half, Tom Brady was terrible.
Yes.
Absolutely terrible. Every ball was overthrown.
2 were his fault, 1 wasn't. But the thing is,
that's enough. I mean, two of them, that's not good. 2 of those passes weren't
There's
good.
so many arguments because then you can argue Aaron Rodgers should have gone down the field at least on one of those interceptions and scored a touchdown, and he didn't. He went 2 3 and outs after 2 of those interceptions.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of arguing, but I don't you can't place the blame, like you were saying, you can't place the blame on LaFleur for kicking a field goal there. No, sorry. There's so many other things that happened. The ref throwing the flag, Rodgers not coming back down on 2 other interceptions and scoring a touchdown. There was a lot of things that happened. And Tom Brady has a knack for winning these damn games, dude. Like, he just has something about him that he just wins these games, and it's great, but it's also very annoying.
Yeah. Well, what about you? So what was your thought?
Me?
Yes, LaFleur or Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, I find it, I hate to be that person in the middle, but I find it to be a little bit of both. If you have the MVP as we're talking about, you need to be performing like that, and you aren't. It looked like we were going to have a repeat of their match in October when the Bucs took it 38-10 in Tampa, and this is on Green Bay's home turf. And you saw the Buccaneers up 28-10. I'm like, wow, this is just going to happen again. Yep. But then again, on the 4th and down decision, if they would have gotten that touchdown, it would have changed the game entirely.
Right.
And I think it was stupid on LaFleur's decision.
Yeah.
But it was both.
Right. No, I get that. I understand. Look, I understand the problem that people have with LaFleur. I get that. I just don't think it's as egregious as people are making it sound. People are making it sound like that was the dumbest thing he could ever do, and I understand it. I get why he made that decision. He's got Aaron Rodgers on his team. Now, granted, the other team has Tom Brady, but I've got Aaron Rodgers. I like my chances.
Aaron Rodgers is 7-8 in his last 15 playoff games.
So
it's not great.
So then if you're a coach, but then again, Grant, if you're a coach and you know that and you know this about your guy, then put the ball in his hands. If you trust him, give it to him.
I get that. I kind of like to your point. I get both sides. I'm just saying I understand Matt LaFleur doing what he did. I do. I understand him making that decision.
All right. The Buccaneers are moving on. The Packers going home. So
we only have an hour.
No, but just real quick. I don't know if you guys heard Aaron Rodgers' post-game press conference. He was all shook up, emotional, not shook up, but just emotional, upset, kind of sad. I need to think about things. He was saying, all of his emotions were coming out of I just need to take a step back and analyze the situation. Is this his last game? 1, is this his last game? 2, is this his last game in Green Bay?
No and no. That's just my answer.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is amazing. He will be the MVP this year. He had a hell of a season, and they have everybody still coming back. And the rumor is that J.J. Watt's going to Green Bay to go back home. They get J.J. Watt, they have another shot at this.
I would not blame J.J. Watt, although we love you here in Houston. Don't blame you 1 second.
And after a game like that, man, it's hard to make decisions on what you're going to – I mean, for us to, making a decision on how he feels after a game like that, man, he can't be – I mean, he's not even thinking about that. He's just thinking about the fact that he just lost another championship game. I mean, that dude to this point, it's crazy. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have the same amount of NFC championships.
Yep.
That's crazy. I mean, that's nuts.
I wasn't rooting
crazy.
against Tom Brady. And I will tell you this, Tom Brady, this is his last season, especially if he wins. Brady's out.
He wants to play till he was 45. That's why he got out of New England.
No,
but they wouldn't let him do it.
He's not going again. No way. He's going to the Super Bowl at home with his home team. If he walks off if he wins, that's definitely over. But I even think if he loses, I think that's it for Tom.
I don't think if he loses, that's it. But that's just me.
That's another show.
Listen, we got 2 weeks to prepare for this, and stay tuned. We got something special for you guys coming up. Man.
Hey, we're preparing. Are you getting in shape too, Jeff?
I am. You saw my football throw. Yeah, I brought it up again.
Yes, we saw your football throw.
We saw the football throw.
And we're very proud of you, just like your kids are. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Bills versus the Chiefs. Oh, this was sad, at least for Bills fans. So 38-24 was the final. Chiefs obviously won. For the first time in weeks, Chiefs won against their opponent by more than 6 points. Like I said, they put 38 up. Bills capitalized on the Chiefs' early mistakes, including the dropped deep ball pass to Tyreek Hill. And then the Chiefs' defense stayed on Stephon Diggs to hold him basically the first half. And, Jeff, I think you mentioned this, whether it was when we were talking on Facebook or through our text message, you had said Diggs was pretty non-existent.
Disappeared.
What do you make of the Bills' performance in general?
Deer in headlights. It looked like Josh Allen in the second half. Looked like the Texans when he played the Texans last year in the second half. I mean, I don't know if I can say.
They were up 9-0.
Yeah, I know. The Texans were up 24-0.
That's true.
The Chiefs went on a 38-6 run. They're just good, and they are the best team in football, hands down. Mahomes has been to the Super Bowl now 2 out of his first 3 years in the NFL. I don't see anything changing in the near future. I don't see why this line is -3. It should be -7, 8, 9.
Damn.
This game.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, I don't. They're just good. The Chiefs are just absolute. They went up against the hottest team in the NFL. Bills should have been, aside from the Hail Murray, they should have won 12 in a row going into that game. Defense was on fire. Offense was on fire. Murray rushing. They had everything going for them, and the Chiefs destroyed them. Even when they're up 9-0 and thought that they had something going, nothing.
They play from behind, and they'll sneak up on you, that's Chiefs, for sure.
Well, Mahomes plays better from behind because the playbook opens up, right? So he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. And, man, Travis Kelce, how do you leave him? Was there anybody within 15 yards of him?
Why would you leave Travis Kelce open? You know what he does.
Now, see, I don't know if that's Eric Bieniemy being an incredibly smart offensive coordinator or if that's just the way the Chiefs go. And they're not scared of anybody. I highly doubt they're scared of Tom Brady and the Patriots, and I think this is a changing of the guard. I think the Chiefs are going to run away with it.
Now, on the other side, we're still talking about the Bills and the Chiefs here, but Mahomes did not turn the ball over once. He was 29-38 for 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. It was the first career playoff interception for Josh Allen in the fourth quarter when it was 31-15. I've been reading that people think that this was a turning point of the game, but this was the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, I can tell this when you watch the game and then you look at the score, the game wasn't this close. Now, granted, it was 38-24, but Buffalo got an onside kick, which is pretty awesome, and did some things. But just as a little bit of just to kind of gauge a little bit on what we're seeing with Patrick Mahomes. The dude's been in the league 4 years, but of course, the first year that didn't count because he didn't play.
Right.
But dude's been in the playoffs 3 years in a row, played in 3 conference championships in a row at home, which hadn't been done in a long time. Dude has thrown for and this is in playoff games, okay? 2,054 yards. He's 6-1. He's got a 65.5 completion percentage, 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Whew. I mean, if we're talking about Patrick Mahomes,
I'm just talking about playoffs.
He could have 2 rings before 26.
Yes.
Last year he was MVP regular season, MVP Super Bowl.
Yes.
This is going to turn into the Tiger Woods chasing Jack.
You know,
Yes.
Watch.
Yes.
It's going to turn into how many Super Bowls can Mahomes go to? Because everybody's like, it'll never be done. What? You got Mahomes in 2 out of 3 years already going, and it looks like for all intents and purposes, without injury, he's going to the next 2.
Right.
So
that's what I was saying. Like, as far as Patrick Mahomes and the team that they have now, like, they're creating the dynasty that New England had.
It's going to get up there with the New England Patriots if they can hold everything together. Now, you know, there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts that go along with that. Money's going to come into play. Kelsey's getting older. You know, you'll see in the next few years. But, you know, they signed him to a $500 million, right? So that's their quarterback.
Well, and that's the thing I think that is going to be telling over the next couple seasons is, believe it or not, right now that Kansas City still has Patrick Mahomes, even though he just under his rookie contract.
Yeah, I was telling Johnny that before the show.
Under his rookie deal, so that really doesn't start kicking in until next year. So
after next year,
yes. So the thing about it is they need to take advantage of all they can because I think I looked at it one time over the last 25 years. I think twice has a quarterback won a Super Bowl being paid the top quarterback in the NFL. Because most of the time you get guys on rookie contracts, you get guys on these kind of deals. So it'd be interesting to see how this dynamic changes when he starts becoming $30, $40 million contract.
Yeah, I mean, and you're going to have people that float to him. If he wins this year again, which I think he will, maybe even next year again, then you bring in the whole Jordan, LeBron, Montana. Is he going to pass Montana before 30? You know, then you bring in the Brady aspect. It's an interesting dynamic with Kansas City and what they're going to do.
The Chiefs everyone's already comparing Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady already.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, barring injury, the kid's going to he'll probably be in at least 3 more Super Bowls in the next 7 years. I would say that at least. And that's pushing him right at 31, 32 years old, and he's already been in 5 or 6 of them. You know, Brady's 43, still got 10 more years. Granted, what Brady's done is phenomenal, and it's unbelievable. But the most impressive thing about Tom Brady is who he's done it with. They keep bringing in new people, and Brady takes them all to the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. So can Mahomes do that? Once Hill's gone, once Kelsey's gone, can they bring in people that surround Mahomes again to take him back to the promised land? In which, with this LeBron James type attitude where people want to go win when they get older, I don't see why they couldn't.
Right.
So ESPN just put out, it's kind of in relation to Tom Brady, but not really. It's Robert Kraft. They found him paying for massage parlor sex on an unlawful video.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, so
sort of Tom Brady related.
I know. The Patriots. When he was there. Anyways, this Bills and Chiefs game. I don't know if you remember, guys. I was rooting for the Bills because it's been so long since they've had anything going on. Yeah. Although I knew Kansas City would probably walk away with the win, I was rooting for the Bills, but in the sense that the Chiefs did overcome and take the victory. Not even overcome, just take the victory.
Yeah, they didn't overcome anything.
It was 9-0. It was.
I get to the point that, like, I'm actually excited, like, to see greatness versus greatness. Like, we've been talking about it. Like, this could be the new dynasty in the Kansas City Chiefs, and then you have the GOAT against Tom Brady. I mean, you have the greatest and the greatest. Like, I'm super excited for the Super Bowl.
Right.
I am too, and we've got a ton of time to talk about that. We have 2 weeks prepared for it. I got to give a shout out to Hartman. This kid, it was 3-0. He drops the football on the 4-yard line on a punt, right? They go in and score a touchdown. They miss the extra point, 9-0. Yeah. He's on the sideline, just destroyed.
Put a coat over his...
Yeah, what do they do the next drive down?
Yeah.
Throw him a screen pass, like a wide receiver screen, so he can score a touchdown.
Well, that's a credit to Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. Yeah.
Dude, they have got... This Chiefs team has got it together, man.
Well,
like, they know what they're doing.
And that's
he went on to... He had an incredible game.
Yeah, had a good game. Well, first off, can we figure out another way to call a drop punt other than muff the punt? I don't know. I just don't like that word, muff the punt. That phrase to me is just needs to go away. We need to think of something else. I don't know what we can think of, but muff the punt needs to go away.
Mike Scarborough said Kraft loves him some blue pills.
Yes, he does.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
And this is no knock on Patrick Mahomes, but I just wonder what Patrick Mahomes would have been like if he had Josh Allen's team. You know, like sometimes you think about this and you think of guys and put in situations that help them to succeed. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes hasn't earned it, but, man, he's got Hill, Kelsey. Now they have Le'Veon Bell. He's got Watkins. He's got a great offensive
line.
He's got Andy Reid, Eric B. He's got a lot of things that help him be so successful. To Jeff's point about Tom Brady, I wonder what Patrick Mahomes would do if he didn't have some of that.
We're going to find out eventually down his career he's not going to have every one of these weapons.
No, he's not.
Right? And so that's what makes Tom Brady go to 10 Super Bowls, has 6 championships, because he can do it with less,
yes.
right? So if Mahomes, if and I'm sure he'll get to that. Look, you get bored of winning, right? He will. He'll get bored of winning. Like, if they go back again
we already saw
year,
Kansas City doing that this year. Like,
yeah,
they
get
had no
bored.
motivation because they just kept winning.
Now they just kill teams because they're fired up again.
Right.
And now it's Tom Brady gives them an excuse to be fired up again. Like, next year, I bet they go 10-6 and then win the Super Bowl because they're just bored of some of the games. They're just they have no motivation. But once he loses some of these skill players around him and he has to fit pieces, we'll see how he is. And I just believe Mahomes is creative enough and young enough where he'll probably win 2 or 3 more before he's 40. It's hard to win a Super Bowl, don't get me wrong, but man, they've got it put together up there in Kansas City. Like, they have everything in the right place.
Yep.
Right. And that's why I say, like, I think it's going to be a dynasty. I think it's just going to keep. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's definitely setting off. It's definitely setting off that way where they are propelling towards that realm. And I think one of the things that Tom Brady has done, unfortunately for us, is our expectations now are extreme. Like, I think in other years, if you didn't have the New England Patriots around, what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing is really freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got the Patriots, so it's just like, okay, this is impressive.
Yeah, now you have a standard.
But now go to
Right.
now you've been to 2 Super Bowls. Now go to 8 more. Like, think about that. Tom Brady is going to
is Mahomes going to be
Super Bowls.
Is he going to be great if he only wins 5 Super Bowls?
Right, exactly.
What?
Like, that's the thing. Like, that's what you have to. And I'll bring it up when I'm talking about history here in just a second about somebody else that you're just like, it's crazy how the expectations raise now. This is incredible what Kansas City's doing, and we're just kind of like, hey.
We got a shout out to the Giants over here for Johnny. It says, Kevin Anthony says, if memory serves me correctly, the worst regular season record of any Super Bowl winner was the Giants.
I'm sure. But, hey, they got the Super Bowl out of it, so I can't hate on that.
I'd have to look that. Yeah,
I can't hate on that.
I know Johnny be fired up.
I'll take the worst record in the history of the NFL with a Super Bowl. I'll take that.
I was going to say, all right,
no
since
problem.
we got a little bit of that history, let's jump into your history.
Oh, is it
what
my
are
turn?
we learning, Grant?
We're learning a lot.
We're learning a lot.
I can go into a lot of things if
All
you want
right,
me to.
let's do it. Let's do it.
I saw Tosin paying attention
Teach us
last time, too.
Yeah, he was. We want to thank Tosin for this segment, the history segment. Texas AV Productions. They are your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. If you mention Sports with Balls, you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com. If you want to hold a badass party, let them know. They'll do it for you.
Yeah.
But today is January 25th. We've flown through January, I feel
We
like.
really have.
February is coming around the corner.
Is it flew through January?
I don't know.
I think it's flew.
I
What's
said-
up with our English today?
I said it the way I wanted to, so there you go.
What else did we say? I was going to say, what else
You're
did we
damn
say
right.
earlier? All right.
By the way, Christian's tailgate's going off. There was a dude with his shirt off a minute ago cussing somebody
Yeah,
out.
we're about
listen,
to-
get up here and get crunk
Yeah,
with us.
We're about to.
It's on.
Some shit was
All
about to go
right.
down here a little bit.
Thanks. I don't know if I want to be part of that
Yeah.
party.
Listen, it's
Come to be with this
poker
party.
night. It's
Sports
poker
with
night.
balls.
Yeah.
It's poker night.
But today's January 25th, so we're going to go into a few things. January 25th, 1924. Did you know the first ever Winter Olympic Games were played, or started, I guess, in, I'm not even going to try to say it, France. A town in France.
Wait.
Chamonix? I don't know. Do you know French? I bet you do. I bet you're somebody that knows
Probably
French.
does know
Do
French.
you? You do, don't you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Parlez-vous français?
You wouldn't be shocked if you knew French. You look like, I'm not trying to hate on you.
I've tried to learn
Miss Leal, I'm not trying to be mean to Lauren. I'm saying she looks like somebody that would know French. That's what I'm saying.
I've tried to learn it, and it's just funny because I've been watching a Netflix show that takes place in Paris.
I got you. Okay. What show is it?
It's called Emily in Paris.
Okay. All right. I thought it was something else. All right. January 25th, 1960. Did you know Wilt Chamberlain scored 58 points? Now, that's not a big deal because he seems like he did that all the time, but it was the most ever, and it still is the most ever by an NBA rookie, as Philadelphia Warriors beat Detroit Pistons 127-117. The great Wilt Chamberlain. January 25th, 1978. The Padres, and the only reason I bring this up because this seems like a very Texas Ranger thing to do, something stupid like this. 1978, did you know Padres trade pitcher Dave Tomlin and $125,000 to the Texas Rangers for Gaylord Perry?
Gaylord Perry.
The next season, Gaylord Perry wins the Cy Young Award.
Yep.
Oh
So-
my gosh,
He
I
was
was just
awesome.
watching the Fockers last night.
Yeah. Oh. Gaylord, that's what they. Okay.
Gaylord Fokker.
And so the Texas Rangers give up Gaylord Perry and gave Dave Tomlin. So what the Rangers ended up doing, which is very smart, is they basically gave him away. So he went to somebody else. So they got nothing for giving up a Cy Young Award winner.
That is some very Texas Ranger stuff to do.
It is. January 25th.
At this point, it sounds like some Texans stuff to do. We can change that. We can change the narrative on that one.
January 25th, 1998, Super Bowl, whatever the Roman numerals are. Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego, California.
We're in 55 this year.
Yeah. Denver Broncos beat Green Bay Packers 31-24. And the reason I bring this up, this was John Elway's 4th Super Bowl and his first that he won. So just so everybody knows, we think about Tom Brady being the GOAT when it comes to Super Bowls, and obviously he is. But do you know who's second in going to the most Super Bowls? John Elway.
John Elway.
6.
Ah.
John Elway's been to 6, and he's won 2 of them, back to back.
Yep.
But that was his first. So that's the one where the owner held up the trophy and said, "This one's for John."
Yeah, this one's for you, John.
I loved that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you doing that. That was great.
I know. I'm awesome. January 25th, 1998. I thought I'd put in a little bit of, celebrity shit in here. Sorry,
Let's
Miss
go.
Lil. Celebrity stuff.
No,
January 25th, 1998. Spice Girl Victoria Beckham and soccer player David Beckham got engaged.
Oh, hey, we have Mr. Leo. We have Mr. Leo on too.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
The Leals are out to
Lonnie.
get me
What
because
is
I was mean
up,
to you.
fam?
Olivia.
See, I got a family too.
I know. I got my cousins on. You got your family. We're good. All right.
My family's nowhere to be found. January 25th, 1974. Ray Kroc,
Oh, my God.
CEO.
We're family.
That's true.
We're
Thank you. I
SWP
appreciate it.
family.
I appreciate it.
I like the Phillies hat.
Yes. 1974, Ray Kroc, CEO of McDonald's, buys the San Diego Padres for $12 million. Do you know what the Padres are worth today?
$245.
$1.45 billion.
God.
Has them ranked 17th in the league.
Wow.
Wow.
Good for him.
January 25th. This one's for you, Johnny. January 25th, 1945. Did you know the Yankees were sold by Rupert Estate to construction magnate Dale Webb and Partners for $2.8 million?
Wow.
Yankees now
Yeah.
worth $5 billion.
Wow.
Yes, exactly. You could have owned the Yankees in 1945 for $2.8 million.
Yeah, if I had that, but
Yes, correct. So, and then I was going to say a birthday. Probably not a lot of people know this. I know this guy, very, very popular long-distance runner. Today is a birthday of 1951, Steve Prefontaine. Do you know who Steve
Prefontaine.
Prefontaine
Prefontaine?
is? You know who that guy is?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Lauren probably doesn't.
No.
He died, actually, in 1975, pretty young. But Steve Prefontaine, big-time runner.
You see, Mike Scarver said, Grant, aren't you from Mo City, fam? I
And
guess
he said,
I'm assuming
he
that's
said,
Missouri
I'm your
City.
family, and then Kevin said, I'm your family, bro.
Okay, well, good. See, I got people out there who want to be on my family. I appreciate it.
They just ain't got the,
Thank you,
the
Facebook.
Grant last name.
Thank you for teaching us some stuff, and did you know?
Hey, that's why I'm here.
See, a minute ago, I'm gonna take a pic out of this or a little ad for Lauren's going. Oh, it's great. Wait till you see
When
the
was
ad.
that? When did
It's
I
a
see
minute
it?
ago. I just
Okay.
saw it because we're on a time
Oh, I
delay.
got you.
So it just shows her going.
Oh, because it says "Show me the money," and every time I think of like someone like shaking like really hard. I don't know why.
Show me
Show
the
me
get
the
money?
money.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Anyways, enough of that talk. Let's do some
Draw.
hot takes.
Let's
We
see.
already heard hot takes.
Yeah, I gave you a couple of them. I think Brady's
Dropping
good.
the
drop the
mic.
mic. Yeah, drop the mic.
We're gonna drop the mic. Johnny doesn't have a sound effect for me yet on drop the mic. That's all right.
It's okay. I don't have one. It's hot.
This is interesting. Check out the QBs that are in question this year going into the offseason.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Mitchell Trubisky, Jameis Winston, my boy Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith, and Ben Roethlisberger.
That's absolutely nuts. 2 things. Deshaun Watson is not in a trade clause. And 2, Aaron Rodgers is under contract for, I believe, 3 more years with Green Bay. But that's still crazy.
That's just a lot of QBs that are out there, and you've got 4 or 5 incredible prospects coming out of the draft.
Right,
so off-season NFL is going to be fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, I want to congratulate the NFL on the fans this weekend's games.
Oh my gosh, in Kansas City.
Unbelievable. They allowed that and no negative feedback.
Right.
God, it was great to see those fans, man, and have them experience that.
I'm going to give Packers fans the Green Bay Packer organization credit. They didn't have a lot of people, but did you see them all have whatever that was that they were hitting?
The fences, yeah, the click, 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 click.
I mean, it made a ton of noise when they were doing that.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I'll tell you what, you can find them cheeseheads everywhere. I was getting crawfish and watching the games, and I had a whole Packer family, like head to toe, with the big cheeses on their heads.
Kevin asked me, what do I think about Rodgers really meant by there are a lot of unknowns this offseason. I think it goes back to what Grant was saying. When you ask somebody a question like that directly after that loss, it's hard for them to process everything, right? He's got to take everything in. You got to, I think him and Matt LaFleur are good to go. Like, I can't imagine an MVP. I'd have to look this up, but I don't remember an MVP leaving after they had an MVP season.
No.
So I think that he should be safe in Green Bay, and especially if they get Watt. I mean, the Packers are great. I mean, they're incredible. I would put them up there in the top 3 or 4 teams next year to go back to the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl.
If Green Bay's tired of Aaron Rodgers, I'll take them. I'll take him on the Cowboys.
Dude, we can trade to Watson for Green Bay.
The line would form to the left for Aaron Rodgers.
Go ahead.
Go.
No, you were going to say,
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, what do you want?
I hear it.
Lonnie and Vicky are waiting.
Miss Leal, Miss Leal, I'm going to let her
He talked about his post game, saying like, emotional, take a step back and analyze everything. And I just looked up on the screen, and I was going to bring it up earlier about the Notre Dame's coach asked the same thing after losing a game, like, "Oh, what's your next move?" And he was like, "People are thinking it's rude how he answers the media, but he was just like, look, this just happened. I don't know. I need time to think." And don't, because you're so still, your head is still in that game that just happened.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what Grant was saying. Like you know, reporters always like to get that because they want to catch players off guard. They want them to say something that they're not really used to because they want the story. And let Aaron have some time to digest that loss and what went on. And everybody's going to break it down and analyze it, whether it was his fault or Adam LaFleur's fault or what went on. And let him digest that. But I completely see him back with Green Bay at least for 2 more years. Yes, Kevin. It's not Love, not Kevin Love. I'm thinking of Jordan Love. They drafted and let him work another year under Aaron Rodgers. Let's say worst case scenario, Aaron just signs another 1-year deal for $30 million.
There you go. Oh, just $30 million.
He's under contract for another 3 years.
He is for 3 years.
Yeah, but he has
but
he can get out. I think it's not like a Watson deal.
But potential outs after 22.
But I think
22.
I mean, this day and age, it goes back to the Deshaun Watson thing. Like you sign a contract with a no trade clause, but you demand a trade. Like what the F is that? Anyways,
that's very nice.
It's true.
You said F.
Well, I mean, I can do the Lauren Leal. What the F-U-C-K is that?
Yes.
Lauren starts spelling out
way
words.
to do it.
Another thing, Jimmer Fredette, who I love to watch in college, dude, just scored 70 points in a game last night.
Where at?
In China.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
that dude could score,
dude,
man.
he is phenomenal. He's the original shoot from half court guy.
I was just about to say he was Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
Yeah, exactly. And he scored 70 last night.
Yes.
How is this guy not at least on an NBA bench?
I don't know, man.
Jimmer
that's a
Fredette
good question.
Is awesome.
That's a good question.
And he's got an NBA high, I think, because he played in the NBA for 2 years. I think he scored 24 points in one game. But 70, I don't care what league you're in. I don't care if it's the YMCA league. You score 70?
Yes.
You're pretty damn good.
That dude could score.
Oh, heck yeah.
Do you know what college Jimmer Fredette played for?
No, I was going to ask you, what's the most scoring points you had whenever you played overseas?
Overseas?
Yeah.
I think I only averaged 18 overseas because, it was more of a group game. We had to get everybody in. So it's more of every single person. They want to play you a certain amount of minutes. I did get in trouble, though. We were playing Croatia one time, and it was tied up. Both of us had already won all our prelim games, and so it didn't matter who won the actual game. We were just playing, right? We were both seated already. It was good to go. And I got fouled on a layup. I turned around and I shot the free throw backwards. I made it, but my coach pulled me from the game, benched me at the end of the bench, and said, "You're not playing for the first 10 minutes of the next game," because he thought it was a show-off tactic.
Oh, okay.
And I'll never forget it, which was it was all right. Like, I mean, I shouldn't have done it. It was kind of, but the game didn't mean anything.
Right.
Like, you know. Plus, we were killing them. But
You scored a lot whenever you play ball?
No, I mean, I not really. I was more of just a distributor,
Center?
handing out the ball.
Oh,
No,
point
handing out
guard.
the ball. Yeah.
All right.
the great white hype. Thanks, Mike. Mike, I think, like I said earlier in the show, I think Mike still has TCU records as a wide receiver over there.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, he was a wide receiver at TCU, obviously. So Mike's been on the show before, and you need to come back on, Mike, for sure. But hey, y'all, we're running up against it. It's running up
it?
at yeah, man.
Drop the mic. That was it.
Breeze through it.
That was a pretty good drop in the mic.
Yeah, that was.
I agree.
Stay tuned for our look on our Facebook, Instagram, all of our social media sites, and download us on our podcast on any and every one of your podcasts, wherever you get them. We're on every single one of them. All 70 episodes Johnny has downloaded, so whenever you want to go back and listen to us, be funny, we're on there.
Be funny. Or talk about football.
Wait till you see where we're having our Super Bowl specials. So pay attention to social media. It'll be up in the next few days.
And please come join us when it happens.
Cannot express to you how excited we are about our Super Bowl special on Sunday. Next Sunday.
I was going to say, we may be doing some contestants coming on the mic,
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna have
there's different
giveaways.
ways that you can come on. And
Yep. One of
gonna
them,
be a fun show.
Win a date with Lauren Leal. Got that already in the books. Talk shit with Grant Miles. We got that one in the books.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to
See
go on
who's
a
smarter. See who's smarter with Grant Miles.
That's right.
I'm going to go on a date with
Lose.
Vicky.
Watch out. I know Vicky will be there. But thank you guys for paying attention and watching, man. We're obviously
Mr.
at 8
Leal,
o'clock.
I hope I was okay tonight.
Love
I'm
y'all.
sorry I was mean to Lauren
I think you
last
were
time.
good. I think you were good.
I don't want him to be mad. Seriously, I do not want your parents to be mad at me.
I doubt they
No,
are.
you're good.
Okay.
I gotta thank Smarter Mortgage and
I'm a big
David.
girl.
Call him at 281-650-0648. Also want to thank Joe Applewhite, Applewhite Realty, 713-290. Oh, did I
You
just
got
forget?
this. You got it. Come on. Keep going. Keep
Brag
going.
to-
You brag about how you can do that
5270.
off memory.
I got so much going on. All right, but thank them. Who else?
We got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group. Roy Stanton's over there with them. Call them at 832-336-1201. They got your phone services, your cable services, your surveillance cameras, anything like that. Make sure you hit them up. Hybrid Technologies Group, mention Sports with Balls. Get your discount.
Boom.
Construction Concepts, 713-589-2682. Check them out. They build a lot of shit around Houston. They will do it
Dude,
for
I've
you.
had 3 people in here go, they were waiting on they build shit.
Well, they do. Construction Concepts. I got a new slogan. Construction Concepts. They build shit.
They
And
do.
last but not least, Tosin.
Texas AV Productions. We want to thank them. Oh, all of a sudden this changed for me. I don't know Toast's
got it
number off the top of my
memorized.
head. I know this. I know it starts with a 281, and then it goes 281-241-7520.
And then it goes.
Texas AV Productions, Tosin.
Listen, we want to thank Christian's
That is right.
Tailgate, y'all. We'll see you Thursday at the Midtown location for Johnny J, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Mile. This is Sports with Balls, y'all.
Come
We
on out. Bye, guys.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on 4. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.